If you're watching this right now, you're probably stressed about missing your partner, the long waiting time at the consulate, taking care of the kids alone. But guess what? What you're worrying about should not be what you should be thinking about right now. This is what no one tells you. The biggest stress comes actually after you've gotten the visa and arrived Germany, especially that word. You're coming with no one. When I mean no one, it's just you, your partner, and the kids. No additional family member here to help you. So that is where the real stress starts. The first one, accommodation. The second one, finding a kindergarten place. So let me start from the second one and then get to the first one. Do you know that in Germany, a lot of people, and in some cities, so many big cities in Germany, when you're pregnant, as soon as you put to bed, you have to call the kindergarten where you would want your child to attend school. Yes. And this is because that would give them enough time for your child to get a spot, to start in the kindergarten. So by 2 years old, your child will be able to start at the kindergarten. If you do not do this, you can as well know that you're going to be a stay-at-home mom until it is almost time for your child to get into the primary school, which is the Grundschule in Germany. And don't ask me why it is like that. It's like that because there are also other parents like yourself who are seeking to get a spot for their child in the kindergarten. Mind you, the conversation, the emails that you have to send, they would not be in English, but in German language. So now we're not even worrying about the A1 certificate that you've got. We're worrying about the fact that you have to send this email. You have to think about getting a spot. You have to think about trying several schools. You need to also sometimes go in person so that they can see you and you're able to express yourself. Otherwise, it's actually a different ballgame. I'm going to talk about all this briefly. Coming to accommodation, it will also depend on the number of kids that you have. So if you have 2 kids, the immigration authorities of your city would require you to have a certain square meter for a child. So just like probably your home country, a family of 5 can stay in 2 rooms, a parlor and a room. It's a different ball game in Germany. Yes, it is. So for each child, a particular square meter is calculated. And it is when you see a room that is called Zweizimmerwohnung, 2 rooms, it means 1 room, 1 parlor. So 1 room, 1 parlor cannot go with a couple with 3 kids. If we're talking about 2 rooms, 1 parlor, it will still not go. But when we're talking about 3 rooms, 3 sleeping rooms, and then 1 living room, of course, that should go because then we're looking at the square meter of the house. And these are all the things that the immigration authorities are looking at. Guess what? I'm only telling you what the immigration authorities expect from you. Do you know that getting an accommodation in Germany is like looking for a job? You might be lucky, you might not be lucky. A lot of people have looked for an apartment for 1 year, 2 years. It's not like you don't have the money to pay the landlord. It's just that is the way it is. And this is how it is when you talk about accommodation in Germany. So what next? Let's come to the next one. We come to paperwork and bureaucracy. I'm just going to stop at the third one. Paperwork and bureaucracy. If you don't like to fill forms right now, before you're over 2 years, I'm even talking about 2 years, 1 year, before 1 year is complete in Germany, you'll be an expert in filling forms. And guess why? Because there is a lot of paperwork to be done from the first day you arrive Germany. Yes, I'm smiling because that is the way it is. So from the first day you arrive Germany, you already start doing paperwork. Don't ask me how. We talk about your registration, the registration you have to do. We talk about, they make sure that you have your documents translated and they will tell you, hey, we need this particular translation. When we finish that, we're talking about you applying for your residence permit. We're talking about you having your tax ID. We're talking about a lot of things. And then like this kindergarten I mentioned, this has to do with writing lots of emails, filling lots of forms. So trust me, the visa application form you're filling, that's just a joke. When you arrive, there's a whole lot of form filling that's going to go on. There's a whole lot of emails. Have we talked about also getting registered at a hospital? Yes, you also need to reach out to a child doctor. It's called kinderarzt. You need to look for a kinderarzt for your children. You need to look for a housearzt, the doctor that the family will go to see in case there is anything. We talk about you making application for your health insurance. The list goes on and on and on. And then for you, as the person who is joining your spouse, you would like to work, right? Yes. But then Let's now say, okay, your kids got a spot in the kindergarten. You need to look for a job. You know why? There are bills to pay. Sometimes you would say, okay, I think the money my spouse or my husband is earning or my wife is earning is probably enough. When you receive the bills, like when you're paying for an apartment and you're paying like 1,600 euros, depending on the city where you find yourself, and then you're paying for insurance, and then you have to feed, you have to buy clothes for the kids based on the weather, and who knows how old your kids are, so you know they have to grow, and you're not going to buy skinny clothes for them, tight clothes that, that are no longer their sizes. Well, we're talking about all the bills that come with it, and then you remember your people back home that you want to send money to. But just getting started. So this is just a few of the options I'd like to discuss today. And in the next video, I'll be talking about if it is possible for you to relocate with your spouse on the opportunity card visa. If yes, when, and how, what will be the best option? How should you go about this? If you have any more questions or there is something you want me to talk about, please drop in the comment section and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good time. Bye.